Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Tuesday morning. I'm always excited when I can come and hang out on Tuesday morning because it's not always the case. But welcome to today's ad-free live stream. Now, if you're here for the first time, my name's Tyler, and I'm going to be here to help navigate you through the wild world of day trading futures. During the live streams, I'm going to be breaking down live price action, sharing my daily trading bias, and real-time trades to give you a front row seat to all the action. No fluff, just the good stuff. Now, if you're watching the stream after the fact, you can jump right to the key moments using the chapter markers below the video. On that little timeline right at the bottom of the screen, you'll find all the trades that I've taken along with the detailed explanation on why and exactly what I was thinking when I took that trade. Now, for those of you that are ready to take the next step in your trading journey, I've got a special discount for you. And for my community, you can use the code DTJ to get 80% off your next evaluation to start your own funded journey with Apex. You can find all the links and codes down in the description of this video, and I did tag the code in the chat of this stream. You can find it there as well. With that, let's go ahead and get started. Let's open in prayer. Father, we welcome you to our trading today. Father, we thank you for the opportunity to build wealth. Father, give us wisdom. Give us patience in the marketplace. Father, give us eyes to see on what you're saying and what you're doing. Father, let us not be manipulated by the market, and we renounce any greed, any selfish ambition, any lust for more. And Father, we just receive what you have for us this morning. Father, we thank you and we honor you in our trading. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. I wanted to start a little early because I've been noticing I'm just not present to with the opening bell. So we'll get our pleasantries here out in a second. We'll say hi, but I want to get our highs and lows marked. So we're gonna get going. I'm gonna mark all the things that are pertinent and important for me, and while I'm doing that, I'm gonna be taking a look to see if there's anything that grabs my attention right now. And most immediately, it's just this big displacement lower that we're having on the daily candle. Let's mark our new day opening gap on the 5-minute here. So today's it's the 22nd of October. That is our new day opening gap high, and this is our new day opening gap low. We'll mark that up. Once we get that going, we will move on to the midnight open. Let's mark our midnight open here. All right, it's going to be right there. They already left, sweetie. Love you. All right, there's that 12 a.m. All right, there's midnight. Let's mark that midnight open. Let's take a look now and let's see if we can see what we've had so far. 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. is going to be our highs and lows for the London session. So we have our high. This is our London high. Let's mark that up. And it looks as if we've already ran our London low, so I'm not really interested in that. Okay. We have sell side liquidity right at our previous day low. We'll mark that and we'll pull that forward. And we have our previous day high sitting right there. Now, all these other previous day highs prior to yesterday, I'm going to keep on there. Okay. And these are pretty much the last days I'm going to use the new day opening gap from the 16th and 17th that you're going to see sitting right here. Those are going to be the last probably time that I use them. I only use them for typically 5 to 7 days. All right, so the new day opening gap high for the 22nd is way up here. So we're going to have a very large opening range gap. It looks as if it's 150 points or so, depending on where it actually closes. 143 handles right now. So our initial interest is going to be a move higher with that opening range gap. I think I like this London high as a point of interest right now. We have our midnight open sitting right here as well. Let's jump up a little bit in time frames here. Let's jump up to the 15-minute. Let's see if we see any imbalances, any liquidity. We are going to pull over our first fair value gap. I want to keep track of this. ICT's talked about it, and I want to see how it's going to impact. I'm not going to do anything based off of that, but I think it's important. How do you find the opening range? You won't really know the opening range. You can get an idea of the opening range, but you won't know until actually 9:30. But it's going to be where it's going to be all the way up here. So it's going to be where the new day opening gap is. It's basically where trading ends on the previous day and where it begins at 9:30. So if we hit ETH here at the bottom of my screen, that's the electronic trading hours. We can change it to regular trading hours. And you can see from right here, this is Friday's trading. It stopped and then it began right here. This gap right here is the opening range gap. That was from yesterday. So we're gonna mark that for today. Some of these I'm gonna get rid of. This 15-minute range has really held price down multiple times. So when I look at a higher time frame, like the hourly here, and I see how much we've held down, we have this low resistance liquidity that looks very attractive right here. Now I don't know if we're going to get that on a no news day, so it's kind of suspect on what's going to happen. But initially we have that opening range gap that's going to form in this area right here, and I like this idea of the draw to this London high. It's also where there's an hourly fair value gap sitting right here. We did rebalance it a little bit. Morning, Alki. Good morning, good morning. All right, so we've rebalanced all of this price range from this big drop here. This drop right here. Basically ran into a breaker right here. Let's see if it wants to change directions. Now it may want to run the previous day low right away. Let's see if it wants to do that. I don't see it being an inside day, meaning it doesn't run a high or a low. We'll be trading on my macro, on my the micros today, as I have been. Let's get to 15. When we hit about 15 likes, that's will be our green light to take a trade on screen. That will be the Ingrid. Good morning. Good morning. Glad to have you this morning. Sorry, I'm just trying to get everything squared away so when the bell goes off, I'm ready to go. Let's drop down to the 5-minute again. Let's see what we got as far as the 5-minute. Yeah, this whole area is rebalanced. We've come up into this breaker here. It doesn't have to go higher unless it really wants to. And if it does want to go higher, that's when I start thinking about this, the London high. But previous day low, look how low we are and how close we are to it. When we're this close, it wouldn't surprise me if we just run for it right away. Finding support maybe at the new day opening gap. So I'm going to look, I think that's my first point of interest. We need to see what happens with price here. We did sweep these equal highs, minor equal highs sitting right here. And I am, let's see, we'll do that. We have a volume imbalance sitting right here. We just hit this 5-minute. So we rebalanced the 5-minute fair value gap sitting right here. See if it wants to redeliver from that. So we do have an SMT divergence on these lows down here. ES made a lower low and Q did not make a lower low. Good morning, Jason. All right, so we got, I'm on the 30-second. That might change some things for me. All right, so this is going to be our, we're going to have an opening range gap that's going to sit right here. You'll see it. You'll see the price tick here in a second. I'll let you guys watch it. It's going to be somewhere around there. There it is. Going to mark our 930 price here as well. All right. So this is our opening range gap that we want to see filled. I want to get some type of reaction first down here. I just don't want to see it. If it just pumps right here, I won't take that. Good morning, Josh. Sandra, good morning. Okay, we're looking at this right here. Let's see if it wants to reject right there.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
I didn't like how I was reacting there so long. I ended up selling that position. We need 5 more likes, folks. 5 more likes. 5 more likes. And I'll do all that will be on screen. Good morning, Viking. Deborah, good morning. Oh, you took that short. Nice job. Well, the rejection of the new week opening gap on the 14th. It's being a little fickle. We got too many wicks going on, so I'm gonna wait here until I see something that I like a little bit more. I do like this single fair value gap on the 2-minute. If it wants to close below here, I'd be interested potentially in taking that lower. This is basically what's holding it right now, because right below that is the new day opening, or the new week, the previous day low is sitting right there. We do have a 30-second that's showing up right here. 30-second inversion fair value gap to the longs, to the upside. I'm neither bullish or bearish right now. We're so close to the previous day low, and we have a very decent size 127 handle opening range gap that also has my interest. So I need it to do one. If I had my preference, I would like to see the previous day low hit first, because we're so close to it, so that I can feel the freedom to run to the midpoint of the opening range gap. I'm not sure it's going to give it to us. We do have a 30-second that's closing right now. That your stop would be a break even right there. Let me show the 30-second so you guys can see it. So the trade would be right here. I'm not in it. Stop would be at break even right now. And that would have been a break even trade. That would have been a break even trade. So, nothing. Let's see. What is this candle? 30. We may get our first fair value gap for the day right here. Let's see if it wants to give it to us, or if it's going to close it. All right, it closed it, so we don't have anything right now. So let's just let it work itself out here. Let's be patient. Ratchet or Ratchet? Welcome. Glad to have you this morning. How was your guys' day yesterday? Did you guys, did any of you continue trading? I took one more trade. Nothing special. Ended green on the day. Jordy, what's up, my friend? You know, Deborah, with how much you were up, I would have walked away too. That's awesome. How's it hanging? It's going good. It's going good. All my kids are off at school. My wife's upstairs doing some work. So even if we pump higher right here, I don't care. I'm not going to participate in this. There's too many wicks. I don't want this. I'm not convinced that we're just not going to wick higher and come back lower. Because that's the gut feeling I'm having right now. If it wants to run, it can run without me right now. I tried the first play right here based on a breaker, high, low, higher, high. We broke lower. We went into this and we were just, indecisive. So I killed the trade right away. If I'm going to take something at 9:30, that's how it's going to be. I'm going to kill it. It's either going to run in my favor right away or against me right away, so I know. So I killed it. Medium impact news? What? No. Do we? Tuesday? Medium? Yeah. I don't know if it's not going to keep me from taking a trade, but I'll be interested to check out all these wicks that we're having, and if 10 a.m. clears it up. So maybe. I mean, it's worth noting for sure. All right, let's hit one more like, folks, and then we'll be green lit to take a trade on screen when we do. I had to get out. I ran some errands yesterday. I recorded 13 videos. 13 videos for the Academy. Nobody's speaking. Who's speaking? Oh, news. Deborah, you're talking about news. I thought you were talking about... You can hear somebody talking on my screen. So I ended up recording about, I think, 11 or 12 videos yesterday for the Academy. Making some great progress. I'm going to be dropping that link on here again for those of you that would like to join the waitlist. And the waitlist, what's special about the waitlist is that I will be giving them the lowest price that it will ever be. And that price after 5 days will be gone. I will not be doing that price ever again. So I'll drop that up here. Let me see here. All right, we're pushing now. I wouldn't have taken that because it's just, I'm not going to get in that. All right, so I'm going to drop that link right here. If you guys would like to join that waitlist, or if you have questions about what all that entails, feel free to ask about that. See how it's turning around? That's what I'm talking about. All right. There it is. For those of you that are interested, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. Happy to answer them, but we're going to focus on price action right now. All right. Have we had a single fair value gap, guys? Have we had a single fair value gap on the 1 minute? No. No, we did. Right here. Kind of small. But still, we do have our first fair value gap for the day. Let's mark it. See if price wants to react to that. So we basically have a breaker right here. This high to this low, it's a breaker. Let's see if it wants to find support above this first fair value gap and draw any higher. See if it wants to move any higher. It depends on where this closes. If it closes above this, I may be interested in that. For a small long. 30 second. See if it says green or red. Green's important for me. Nope. I would have gone long probably if this was a green candle. And the reason why is if it's red, it still tells me we could go lower, right? If it turns green, it tells me that we may move the other direction, and I have additional support to provide that. We have our first fair value gap. We also have this breaker sitting right here. And this is kind of what I'm looking at, is this breaker. Do we want to continue higher based on that breaker? That's what I'm watching. And price action has not been the cleanest here. So I've reduced my size. I'm only taking 3 micros. I'm not taking my normal 5. I'm taking 3 because of the wicks right here.
Order submitted.
All right, I'm going to go long here based on that candle. And let's see if we get something here. I'm going to move my stop to break even. I'm going to let this run. I'm going to look at if we can get to the week's first week's gap, or the first week's fair value gap is sitting right here. I'm going to see if it wants to give us a little bit more push. I'm going to take 2 off right when we hit that fair value gap. And we are there. I'm going to take 2 off there, and I'm going to hold a runner. All right, so let me mark, because I don't mark everything here. All right, so this is the opening range gap right here. There's the midpoint. Let's see if we can get up to that midpoint. 96 handles. Excuse me, 96 ticks. And we also have midnight open sitting right here. I think that's where I'm going to take my profit at midnight. Actually, we have London highs. We have London highs. Should I go for London highs or should I go for midnight open? RJ, welcome. I think I'm gonna sell it. Yeah. I'm gonna be happy with 20 handles on that last contract. Because I took smaller size, I only took 2 contracts for full size profit, and I have 1 micro. I'm gonna take that profit and just secure it on my end. Still wasn't a huge win because I reduced my size. So it's about half it's about half of my daily profit of what I normally want to take home. I like to take home 200 to 400 per account. That's what I would prefer. That gave me about $120 only with 3 micros. So, I mean, as far as a trade goes, phenomenal trade. We based it off of the first fair value gap and overlapping with this breaker that's sitting right here. That gave us the confirmation that we were going to move higher. We didn't go long on this candle. Why? Because it was red. We went long on this candle when it rejected it again and went green. We went green probably about 4 or 5 seconds before it closed, and then the next candle just took off. Okay? We got a retracement, and we're probably going to pump higher. I sold mine. I freaking need to be better at holding, guys. I really, really do. If there's an area of growth in my life for trading, it is in that area. It's running, I mean, the target's the London highs, guys. The London, right there. The blue line. It's the London high. That's the target. I could have doubled my profit, or at least for one contract. What I sold here at 446, we're sitting at 474. So another 10 handles. No. Another 30 handles. Holy cow. I'm telling you what, guys. I'm right as far as timing. It's just I just need to build that confidence to hold longer. And I should have held that one contract, but I wanted the money more than I wanted the bigger move. That's the truth. I think that's the truth. I wanted to secure my profits more than I wanted to see a bigger move. Yeah, Joseph, I'll elaborate here. It's also going to be in the academy. I'll be in the academy, the Purpose Driven Academy. Just a quick plug for those of you. I dropped that link in the chat here. In the academy, the first thing I go over is the model, and I go over both models. I have two primary models that I like. There's two primary models that I like. And I go over both of them. And then for the rest of the course, I go over how we use those with all the different PD arrays, how we read price action, how we read order flow, how to look at all that. But a breaker is basically this. We have a low. This is a bullish breaker. So we have a low, a high, and a lower low. This low is lower than that low. This is a swing low. Swing low has a higher low and a higher low to the right. Higher low to the left and a higher low to the right of the swing low. Same with this one. This is a swing low, a higher low to the left, higher low to the right, swing low. So we have a swing low with a swing high with a lower swing low. As soon as we break above that price, this is considered a breaker. And as price moves away from it, I look for price to come back down and overlap with this level or even this level here. You could have done the opening price. You could have done the opening price as well, but obviously we didn't reach down there. We rejected it twice. So that was my confidence that we were going to potentially move higher, overlapping with this first fair value gap. That gave me the confidence to take that trade. Jordy, you're 100% right, my friend. I gotta let go of the money. And I know it. I know it too. So the way I'm finding that I actually am able to hold longer and work on that skill set is before I actually get into the trade, I have to tell myself I'm not trading my 10, 20 handles. I'm actually trading to get the bigger move. So if I tell myself before I actually take the trade, I have a much higher probability of actually holding the trade longer, because I make it my intention to actually hold the trade. So I just need to be more intentional on telling myself that before I actually take the entry. All right, so what did we do? Look here. Here's our midpoint of the opening range gap. So we hit that. We hit midnight open, and now we're retracing some. Let's find out. Let's see if it actually wants to hold this. Come on, what the heck is this? Let's see if it wants to hold this order block that's forming right here. And see if it wants to run for London high. If you're bullish, this is an entry right here. When we tag this bullish order block, that is an entry. Now, that is if you think this is going to be hit right now. I'm not convinced on it at the moment. We may get a deeper retracement. It depends on where this candle closes in the next 16 seconds. Sandra, we're hitting Asia highs. If I had to pick between the two, I will not go Asia highs. I'll go London highs first. Asia highs are way up here, aren't they? All right, so it closed below this order block. So that's dead. Now, this is kind of interesting. We're in a weird spot right now. We haven't hit London high, and we are about to get, in the next 3 minutes, a 5-minute change in state of delivery. If we get this 5-minute change in state of delivery here, we could see prices run for these lows to the previous day low without grabbing this London high. That's what I'm watching right now. Does price want to close in the next 3 minutes? You guys can see it here. I have it right here. The change in state of delivery. This candle ran into the midnight open. That's what I'm looking at, and see if it wants to display slower. If it comes back up into this level right here, right now, before we get the change in state of delivery, I will not take the short. If we get the change in state of delivery, I'd use this as a breaker short. High, low, higher, high. Market structure shift. I'm looking to see that run lower. However, because this draw on liquidity, it makes this whole thing a little sus to the downside and makes me a little nervous, and it's why I want to wait for the change in state of delivery, which is in 2 minutes. Good afternoon from Norway. Hey, welcome. Glad to have you. I'm going to try to pronounce your name. Leif. Or Northern. Is that what you want? You want Northern? I'll just say Northern. Or Leaf? Leaf, yeah. Jason, you guys, my watch list script isn't working. Oh, I hate code. I hate watch lists. That's why I only do the Nasdaq. Okay, 1 minute left. Honestly, at this point, if this is an inversion, this would be a great inversion long. That's actually better suited for this. 30 seconds about to close. It can't. We don't have anything here. If it closes up here, I'm not going to take this long. But I like this inversion, acting as if it was going to go lower, but now it's going longer. $30 just closed right there. We got 22 seconds left on this candle. If we can get a retracement down to this 30-second. Oh. It should have. Oh, son of a gun. That's midnight open. I don't like this trade, guys. I think I'm going to kill it. It felt icky right when I got in it. I killed it right away. I got a gut check right when I took it. I'm not going to hold something that feels like that. Jason, that is correct. I only trade the Nasdaq. It makes it so much easier. I'm not liking this price action right here, to be honest. I don't like the way this looks. Not looks, but it's just... Technically, we did hit a swing high, and that's why I killed the trade. We should have got in here if it was going to go. Captain Mars, welcome. Glad to have you, my friend. These two candles right here kind of just throw a wrench in all my stuff, all my ideas at the moment. Yeah, that one felt weird. Gonna be a little more patient. I really wanted to be able to, I mean, it looked great until we closed up here. If we closed right here, that would have been more interesting to see it run. But we ran here, and on the 32nd, we grabbed some liquidity. Just a small swing high. Minor buy-side liquidity. Where you reach down in here. I think we push right here. We just didn't grab any liquidity on the sell side, so I'm not going to be taking this as a long. This low does not grab these equal lows, so I'm not taking a long right here. If we were to sweep, if we would have swept this low here, these lows, then go long, I'll be interested in that. But I'm not going to take anything right here. I mean, we're right at 10 o'clock, so we should be getting something happening here. I'm just not sure what it is. ES is in total chop fest. Last night I spent about 2 hours doing a deep dive into previous day high and previous day low. I got some interesting facts. I'm going to be putting in a video because I think it will help. I've shared some of the details on stream, but I actually did the numbers. It's going to be a really, really good video on understanding previous day high and previous day low and the impact they have on your trading. If you guys don't know, previous day high and previous day low are sitting right there in the green bar there and the green bar up here. Those are our previous day's highs and previous day low. Be honest, should I make that bolder? Are these lines, I'm curious guys, put it in the chat. Are you able to see all these lines pretty clearly? I mean, because I can't tell based on my preview that I have. I'm assuming you can, but just want to make sure. See the unwillingness to move higher? Rejecting midnight opening price, and the opening range gap at the midpoint. Thicker is always better. Thicker is better. Yeah, if I get too thick, then it's like a little too much. You know what I'm saying? I will tell you that my daily candles and daily lines will always be green. My London candles will always be blue. The new week and new day opening gaps will always be turquoise. That's just what they always are. So I can, it's not necessarily the thickness of the line, it's the color of the line that grabs my attention. What a 10 a.m. reaction we've had here, huh? So we had news at 10 a.m. That would have been right here. That's the kind of news candle we get on a, medium impact news day. Basically a nothing burger. Ooh, that's a shocker. A black background. I think, I'm curious. Let's do. I know majority of here are men, so I think that's going to be. Men have a differing opinion. Let's see here. All right. I just put a poll up there. What color of background for the chart would you prefer? White, black, or gray? Curious on what you guys say. I have both. I've done both. When it comes to like creating content, I will tell you that I think the white looks better on video when I'm recording something. And so I started with an all black or, a faded, a gradient black to gray background. All right, here's our push higher. Now, why I would never be interested in this is we never ran any type of liquidity down here. So it didn't give me an option to take this. So for all I know is this is going to be another fake out. If it isn't, well, it's not going to be something I take. Yeah, just I know it's totally going to be different for each person, but I'm just curious on. Right now we got 50%. All right, so there's the reaction that I was looking for. Now, is this a push to run to previous day highs, or are we sweeping this? That's really what I want to know right now. We have our Tuesday, we have today's new day opening gap sitting here, and our previous day high sitting right there. I mean, there was not an entry. There's no entry in this, folks. There's no entry. Honestly, the one long that we did take would have been the only potential opportunity, and it was crap. And so after that, I'm like, I'm sitting out on this. All right, what do we got? 38% white, 50% black. Hey, there's only 8 people that voted. There's 31 of you on here. So hit that what you prefer, white, black, or gray. Nobody's gonna know that you click it. I don't know who you are if you're like, I don't want people to know what I think. Just click it. Have some fun with us. White, black, or gray? I'm curious. So I'm calling this background I'll call this grayish white. I guess that's white, right? I mean, my hat's straight up white. Let's try it. We'll do this here. I'm curious. We're not taking this move because it didn't give us a move. You won't be able to see any of the chart if I do this, though. Northern I don't blame you. I mean, sometimes it is bright. I mean, definitely black is easier on the eyes for sure. So now that we've expanded higher, I need some type of retracement on this London high to find support to be able to go higher. I'm not taking a straight long from this. There's just no entry opportunity for me. I mean, I do like the way black looks, but I think white or gray just looks way better on screen when when you got people watching or you're recording a video. All right, so there's the London tag. That's what I wanted to see. Let's drop to the 30-second. There's not really a fair value gap here to go long, so no opportunity there for me. There is this breaker sitting right here. We got a low, high, lower, low. Let's see if it wants to find support around here. I'm not taking a long off of it because we're already really high in premium. When we look at the previous day low and the previous day high, I mean, from that low to this high, where are we? We're in premium. We should only be looking for shorts up here. We're in the upper half of this range. So that's... Unless we get really close and it's very aggressive, that's the only way I'm probably taking a long. Other than this, I'm looking at London high to be the high that we're taking and run for the lows. I prefer these lows down here because if you look at the 5-minute, we got another previous day low here, another one down here. I'm not saying we're going to run these, but we could. Especially on a no news day, I don't think will be as likely. All right, 18 votes. 50% of you want white, like white. Gray, 22%. Now, next question I have just put in here. What color would you call my background? What color are most of you? For those of you that chose white, specifically, for those of you that picked white, are you calling my background white, or would you call this gray? And you would prefer it to be whiter. You call it gray? I went gray because it's easier on the eyes compared to white, you know? Light gray, okay. Can't take anything. Oh, look at that. Look at that reaction. We had our breaker here. It tagged it. Now, let's see if it wants to react from here. And we do have a 1 minute fair value gap sitting right here. This would be interesting. A close above this, reacting off this breaker. It's the same concept that happened down here. That's a possibility, but I would want to see aggression. And I would have wanted to see this close green. So I'm less likely. Okay, light gray, white. Okay, so now here's white and here's gray next to each other. Which one do you like? I can see how the white would provide more contrast to see some of the levels. I could totally see that. I'm watching this level right here. I want to see this find support, continue to support right there, and an aggressive move. It needs to be aggressive. That's the only way I'm interested in this. All right. Last pull. Last pull. All right. Let's see if it wants to take it here. I do like this. I'm waiting 100%. If it starts pumping and there's 10 seconds left, I'll consider that going in early. But we still have too much time on the clock. Give me a retracement. Come on. Give me a tracement first.
Order submitted.
Stop will be moved to break even as soon as we hit these highs right here. Let's see if it gives it to us. I know we're in premium right now. 1 minute. As soon as we hit those highs, stops moving to break even. Come on. This is a hard stop. I'm not letting it go lower than that. I will let this play out. Son of a gun. I don't like this reaction. Not at all. This is going to go against us. Come on. Let's go higher. Dang it.
Order submitted.
Nah, we're gonna get stopped out here. Close green. I need it. I need this to close green. If it closes green, we got it. If it's not, it's gonna run against us. Had a chance to move stop to break even, but I said I wanted it to be this level here. If it goes back up there, I will close it, or I'll move my stop to break even. This looks like it wants to go higher, to be honest. But, come on. Give me a green close right here. All right.
Order canceled.
That is a loser on that trade. That sucks. All right, what did you guys vote? Are we going white or are we going gray? All right, we got 40 people in here. For all, let's get 25 votes. White or gray? What do you guys prefer? What do you guys like better? I liked this trade. I don't regret taking this long. Oh, wait, I'm on the wrong one. Let's go back to here. Here, so you guys can see it. White, gray. There you guys go. Let me know what you think. That's tough. That's tough, Sandra. I'm 50-50 on dollar cost averaging. I've had it work and I've had it fail big. Like blow account big. So if you are properly sized, I think that's an option. But if you're already highly leveraged, meaning if you're taking a full size, I probably wouldn't. If you're doing partial half size and then you dollar cost average down to get a full position, I think that's okay. But you need to be really, you got to have conviction on the trade. But I already said that we're in premium. So to be honest, I said we needed to look for shorts. I took this and I said the only way I'd be willing to take this is if one scenario happens. We hit the London high, we reject from it, and we're aggressive. We got that. We got what I wanted. We got what I called. It gave us a fair value gap. It gave us an entry. We were just in premium, so it wasn't technically an A+. I would call it an A-, and it just didn't work. It didn't work for us. All right, so we got 50-50. I like the idea of gray because it's just not as hard on the eyes. That's what we're going to go with. Or let me rephrase it. That's what we're sticking with. We just rebalanced this 5-minute fair value gap right here. So this might give it the energy to move higher. We bounced off midnight open. You got a 2-minute sitting right here. The only way we could potentially look at going short is if we have this 5-minute change in state of delivery here. For me, because we have this previous day high. We have our previous day low down here. And all of this can be just a retracement into this 5-minute fair value gap, and we could still move higher. Now we're at 1025. Swept these lows, rebounds to 5-minute. What does the 15-minute look like? 15-minute, balance this out. Way to go, Northern.
Order submitted.
This is my last shot. Let's see if it wants to react here.
Order submitted.
And I'm going to move my stop to break even because I don't want to take another loss and I want it to be a free trade. If it's going to go, it needs to go here. All right, stopped out at break even. And boy, oh boy, aren't I glad I did break even. This is why I like break even. We swept this liquidity. Fair value gap. Closed above it. Technically, this is still valid until we close below it, but I'm not going to wait for that. It's already showing me it's going to close below it here. We just rejected this inversion fair value gap right here. Yeah, this back and forth, I don't want anything to do with it. I really liked this candle here that came all the way down to midnight open and rejected it. That's why I'm looking at longs. But it took me out of that long there. There's not one on the 3 minute, not one on the 4 minute, not one on the 30-second that's legit. So there's no long here. Yeah, it's running obviously, but we're not taking it. I'm gonna wait for better price action. I mean, look at that. Nice 2 big candles, and then we're gonna come all the way back down. I will say that that is a breaker. And it pushes right through it. Manipulation. This manipulation with a close below this would be interesting. Running this liquidity here. Nice reaction to this breaker. Nothing I would take. No, not with all of this crap that we've been seeing. Is that Sunday's open? Honestly, I have to be bullish. I can't really be bearish here. But if you get a close, I mean, it's interesting to take if it gives it to us. And it doesn't seem to want to do that. It would have been more intriguing if we got it on this candle right here. If we got a large close right here, that would have been a nice move, but it's not. It's consolidating in here. That makes these lower moves less exciting. Yeah, before 9:30 is irrelevant. I want to take the lows in the New York session. So these are the lows that I'm looking at. I would like to take those to the previous day low. That would be the ideal scenario. But because we're already up here, we have this previous day high that it seems to be wanting to move towards. And we have the next macro sitting in about 10 minutes. Look at this candle and look at that wick that was created. This is stuff to stay out of. It swept that high though. So if we were to get a nice expansion candle right now, it need to be right now to that low, to this low, that would be worth pursuing because we swept liquidity. But it needs to show me it wants to run the other direction for a quick scalp. But with this support and this low resistance liquidity right here, it seems to me it's going to be a big move, boom, higher. I just don't know when. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to capitalize it on it either because this is all crappy price action. This is nothing we want to trade. Manipulation is correct. This is why we wait for closes, guys. You got to wait for that close. This candle here. Let's see if that wants to give it to us here without actually running this low. Requirement is it can't run this low right here. If it closes below, great. We'll run this low. All right, so it ran. Yeah, it ran that low by a tick. Took that idea away. I'm not interested in this long right now because honestly, I would have wanted to see a candle like this. Running these lows here to then take a long there. And there's not even one on the 30-second that I like, or the 1 minute. Nope, we'll stay out. You betcha, Michael. We'll see if here in about 10 minutes if price cleans up and gives us a setup in the 11 a.m. macro. This is crap. Oh yeah, I got ES over here just barcoding. Here's ES. That's the 1 minute. The 15-minute candle closed on the London high here. Basically communicating that if it wants to find potential support here. Let's see if it actually wants to do that. Well, the 15-minute closes in about 2 minutes, and that's when our macro is going to start in about 2.5 minutes. See you, Sandra. Have a great day. I'm watching this level here, see if it wants to close below the 5-minute in the next 20 seconds. And then I'm looking at this level right here for an inversion to move lower to this level here. If it wants to continue lower. There is nothing up here other than low resistance liquidity, so we have to be careful that it just doesn't want to slingshot back higher. Again, landing on midnight open. Closing below this green candle here would give us an order block and would make a move lower more prominent. Okay. That is now an order block. This is an immediate rebalance right there.
Order submitted.
I jumped in early. Probably a little too early if I'm honest, but we'll see if it wants to run. Did I mark you guys? No, there we go. All right, there's the official close. Let's see if we can get here. Push lower. Do not go back against me here. So the two levels I'm watching for right here.
Order submitted.
Stop is break even when we hit that low. We'll get a 5-minute change in state of delivery here in 49 seconds. All right. That's going to be it for today, folks. That's 2 losses in a row. I'm not going to take any more. This is obviously horrible price action. Jesse, good morning. Sorry that you had to show up on a moment like that. But I am not liking the way this has been playing out. So it is safer for me to walk away instead of sitting on the charts trying to figure out why it's not going where I want it to go. We did not get a close below the 5-minute change in state of delivery right here. In the last second, it ran back above it. We did fill this volume imbalance sitting right here. Do you guys see that volume imbalance? Right there. Just, you know. Brian, you are correct. It's not very nice. We did. There's nothing I really like. I mean, I did like that trade that I took. I mean, we waited for a legitimate setup. It was a legit trade. Here's the first week fair value gap. The first fair value gap of the week. Interesting. Why is trading so hard? It's, you know, if you can recognize these days and you can choose to get off and then really focus on the days that are great for price action, it's really fun to trade. This is just not one of those. One of those. Not one a damn. Tough day. Tough day. Started out my first trade with a win. Second trade, basically the next 3 trades were losses. One for 4. That sucks. And now we're going to run all this low resistance liquidity and run these highs. See how it reacts right here. This would be I mean, if I'm the algorithm, I would run it now because I kicked everybody out that wanted to go short, and now they're going to go long without me. I'm going to take an eval long on this retracement here. Inside this fair value gap, we'll look at going long if it can give it to us. Could also be a breaker. But I'm not going to take it unless it gave it to us. Yeah, I've closed all my accounts. I am sitting in an eval account right now. Willing to mess around with that, but not for very long. I'm going to probably be done here soon, folks. Only reason I'm on is I really do think we're running for this. And I wanted to capitalize on that move and this low resistance liquidity that's sitting right here. So I'm going to place a limit order to go along 2 contracts right there. If we come back down to it, I'll take it. If not, Jordy, I wouldn't be trading this either. I'm done too. Jordy, God bless you. We'll talk to you soon. This is going to run. It's going to run all of this low resistance liquidity here. So we have this low resistance liquidity sitting right here. I'm looking at that wanting to be ran, then running up to the new day opening gap and potentially the previous day high. Now that we have some structure here, we basically manipulated back down into this first week, the first fair value gap of the week. And we are, I mean, this is aggressive following this aggression lower. So when I look at this aggression lower and then aggression lower the other direction, I'm considering this manipulation. So this is why I'm considering the long. Is I wanted to wait for I wanted displacement. Well, we got it lower, we got an entry, we took it, it didn't run our low, and it decided to run the other direction. So either we just got straight up crappy price action, which is probably 75% chance that's the case, or we were just in crappy consolidation for the moment. Now we had our manipulation lower and we're running higher during the 11 a.m. macro. I'm willing to take that chance on an eval, but I'm not going to do that on my live account. I'm closing the live account and we will be done. Jesse, 100%. Being patient. I'm going to add to that, not only being patient, but being able to close your account because you know you should. That is tough. That's tough. It's hard. To accept the loss. To accept a loss. That is tough as well. I mean, there's so many hard parts to trading. That's why it's a saying. It's the hardest, easiest way to make money. Michael, well, I'm proud of you for having break-even trades, man. Break-even trades are amazing. I wasn't able to get my break-evens today. They literally went in drawdown almost immediately. On most of these. It's just insane. All right, it's 11 o'clock. Oh, I really want to just take a long right here because this is just gonna blow through this. If it goes, it will run 20 handles. Equal highs right there. We just tapped. Just made triple equal highs. Close below this order block will be a close of the position. Oh. Yeah. So there's the close. Okay. We're going to be done, folks. Crappy, crappy, crappy. Thanks for being here, folks. God bless you. Stay safe. Stay safe. Stay safe. We will have a better trading day tomorrow, most likely. We got some news tomorrow and the rest of the week. So be safe out there. Thanks for being here, guys. Use the code DTJ if you want to use your Apex account and you want to use an eval account like I did here so that you're not purging your personal account. You can find that link down in the description. You can use it's code DTJ. Also, if you are interested in potentially joining the Discord we're going to be launching and also getting access to the Purpose-Driven Trader Academy, which is going to be a day trading course. I have a waitlist pinned to the top. I will be giving the lowest price that it will ever be to those that join the waitlist. I just want to see who may be interested. And we'll be giving them the option next month to access that. So other than that, guys, stay safe. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Talk to you soon.